Hello guys, so I am here today to do a layout for Challenge Accepted, and my partner in crime, Scrappy Kathy, is like the queen of combining challenges. So there's all these challenges going on and all this stuff. Oop, I just found a little Frankenstein piece of something. All this stuff is going on right now with at Rediscover Your Stash. There's all these challenges with prizes and goodies and you know, the regular challenge boards and sketches and yada 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 yada. So what we've come up with and agreed to is a threefer this month. We are going to do the Kraft Plus challenge, which means that you have to use a piece of Kraft colored paper. And I do have this one right here from Crate Paper. I'll explain all that in a second, like, you know, my product choices. And there's a mood board this month, and it is like a cotton candy mood board. So this shows like the Kraft paper, but then there's all of these great colors, right? So I'm kind of looking at these right here when I was choosing my colors. We've got this really nice sugary mulberry color. We've got this nice teal turquoise color, some yellow, and some pink right here that I was really digging. I'm like, okay, great. So that's what I'm looking at for the Kraft Plus. So what I did with that is I went into my Not Just for Boys kits. It's usually where I like to start. I'm like, okay, what's in there that I need to use? And this is from the January 2021 Crescendo theme kit. And there's this piece of crate paper in here with its, you know, crescendo, so it's musical. The other side is gorgeous. Not going to look at that yet. So this will be my background. And it also has some of that really nice pink that is in the mood board. Great. So that's where I started with that. Let me tell you what else we have going on. We are going to do a PageMaps sketch as well with this. And this is the sketch that Kathy and I both chose independently. So that is Fate, Kismet, etc. So we have this kind of thing going on. Great. So big piece here, stitching if you're feeling it, photo, tightly bits, scalloped bits here, and very funny looking little people there that I won't be using. Don't know what I'm using, but you know, whatevs. So I have that. And then at Rediscover Your Stash, there is, let's see. Okay, so there is a recipe challenge. And the recipe challenge, I believe that Steph came up with it. I'm going down to that because Kathy and I were going back and forth. So Steph came up with it from Kitaholics Kids. Use Your Stash mini page kit challenge. So we have to use wood grain paper, fussy cut florals, gold, die cut / sticker sheets, punches, and enamel dots. Oh my goodness. So I actually had to write myself a sticky note with all of those parameters to make sure I hit them. So we start with Kraft, right? I'm just going to go like down the way this was working for me. Now that mood board had turquoise / teal in it. So I'm like, okay, this kit right here has this turquoise / teal in it. That can be one of my layers. Great. Also the colors in that mood board had this really great, like shimmery, oops, it's wet, sorry. This blings I have in gold and roses. So it's this really great mix between like mulberry and gold. It's gorgeous. And then I pulled a pink and a really strong yellow. So I have pink stilettos and Mandarin Mai Tai. Awesome. So that's going to be my color palette. We have our sketch from PageMaps. That's great. So then the next thing I do need to do is find some wood grain paper because that's one of our first directives. So I thought I'd go peeking through this kit and I did find a wood grain, which makes this like massively fortuitous. Oh, and I didn't tell you on this aqua paper, by the way, this piece is just the other side of my crate paper, and this paper just, what's the name of it? It's from Crate Paper. And I'm not finding the name because it's being mean to me. What else? So I have that. And then this piece is from Bo Bunny Modern Miss, and it's part of the Back to Basics collection. But it's like like charcoaly black wood grain, but it also has some text in it. And I found that to be really interesting. So the other parameters I have to do is I need to come up with some florals. And I don't think there's florals in my kit. I mean, the inky stuff, I think I'm going to keep out. Maybe put stuff that I'll keep out on my board. This is not quite the vibe, although I do like them. They're Teen Spirit stuff. Let's see. There is this nice little bit of trim I'm going to keep out. And the reason being is I'll show you my photo in a second, but the trim will work. And let's see. Still looking for fussy cut florals. Obviously, I will use my Alpha because I'd like to get me a good title going on. All right. So I have to go find a piece of paper so I can fussy cut some florals out. Not a big deal. I'm just going through making sure. And that is just white cardstock. Okay. So I need to get some florals. I need to, what else? Get die cuts or a sticker sheet. All right, what I'm going to do, since it says die cuts on here, so I'm going to see if there's any die cuts that will work from here. There probably is, so I'll keep that out. So I just need to find, oh, enamel dot, super easy, gold, super easy. I will make sure to find my, come here, Miss. Where is my Jen Hadfield gold mist? Or should I just, oh, here it is. I'll just pop this gold on here in case I don't have gold. In case I don't end up with die cuts with gold in it. I need to use punches. I have my 7 favorite punches right there. Have the wood grain, enamel dot, super easy. Yeah, I just got to go find some florals. Now let me show you the photo I'm using. This is my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's going to be a bridesmaid for this girl, and here is another bridesmaid. Lovely. So they were just on a trip down to Nashville for a bachelorette kind of a party. And that's where the idea of the music notes works for me, as well as this gorgeous trim, because Nashville is all about country music. So I have that. So my very next thing I'm going to do is decide how much gesso I'm going to put on here and find some florals that will work. I've got to go hunt for something that matches these beautiful girls and their ridiculously noticeable pink hats. And, you know, I can't tell. I don't know if they're cowboy hats, but what I told my daughter is that they look like flamingos. And this is like the little, you know, in the story, The Ugly Duckling, the one with the different color feathers that becomes a swan. And she's like, I am so not going to tell her that. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's actually a compliment, like later on. Anywho, so I'm going to find some florals and I'll be back in a jiffy. I wanted to pop on really quickly to show you what I have going. I have my wood grain paper and then that scalloped edge paper that you see right here in the sketch. They have like 4 little scallops on it. And I might be doing the whole thing. I'm not quite sure. So I just have it on there. I know my photo will go about there like we see in the sketch. So all of that is great. So what I did is I went ahead and grabbed my pencil and just made some really simple pencil lines on the corner. And the reason for that is I am going to use some gesso. Let me see where my fancy little gesso brush is. I'm going to use some gesso and I'm just going to smudge out some of the edges so that you'll be able to see my Shimmers products around the edges of this, which is going to help us bring in some of those mood board colors. Now I would use clear gesso, but it's going to be a little bit more subtle and I think I want to go a little bit more bold. So while I'm going to fussy cut out my florals, by the way, I found this paper right here by Maggie Holmes. It is from, let's see, the Garden Party paper pad. So I'm going to fussy cut out a bunch of them. I think it goes beautifully with this. They're a little more subdued, but that's okay. We have the yellow, the turquoise, and the pink. So that will work. So while I'm spending my time cutting those little fellas out, I'm going to let some of this gesso get to drying. And I think I'm gonna try to smudgy it just a little bit more. And the reason also I'm using this gesso is so that it will have time to dry. I mean, that's not why I'm using it, but that's why I'm doing this step with you right now. So I'm gonna do that, maybe smudgy out those edges so they're not so harsh, you know, with my finger a little bit. Now it's drying really quickly, so I might have to put a little bit on my finger, and yes, I'm gonna get messy. It's not gonna hurt me. And I'm just gonna get some smudgier lines here and there so it's not so harsh, but it'll dry cute, it'll be fine. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna let it dry and cut out those florals. I'll be back in a jiffy. So I wanna show you what I have here. So this looks like a total hot mess, my mixed media. So I have my pink stiletto right here. I've got my Mandarin Mai Tai as my yellow shade. I've got my Golden Roses, which is this great mulberry gold combo. And then to go with gold, which was one of the pieces from the recipe challenge, I have my Jen Hatfield Gold Glitter Mist sprinkled rather liberally here, there, and everywhere. And what is this giant dot in the middle that you're like, for the love of God, woman, what have you done? That is for this piece to go hang out right about here. Now let me see if I can use the lines that are in the music board to go right across. Oh, it needs to go up a tiny bit. Now I have my mixed media is just slightly damp, and normal people would wait for all of that to dry, I know, but I tend to be a little bit impatient with these things. So about right there, we all good? Great. Now for the punch part of my challenge, I have this scallop punch right here, which is, hold on, let's see. There we go. For the punch part of my recipe challenge, I have this really strong punch part here. Now in our sketch, I think they had 4 scallops. I just have a lot more, and that's perfectly fine. I've been golded. Okay, so I have that. I know my photo is to hang off just a little bit, part of the rules and regs. Then let's see. So there's my punch. I have my gold, my wood grain paper, fussy cut floral. So I fussy cut lots and lots of these out, and I'm just going to see where they want to lay. I'm also going to see where I might need just a little bit more, because I was working on it, and I mean, I think it's gorgeous. These are Maggie Holmes flowers, so they're going to be pretty, pretty. So I might get away with a bit of a diagonal going this way, and that would be really cute and so fun. Let's see. This wanted to be sticking out just a little bit there, so maybe one to rest on top of the photo. And then I have this one here, and I can bump up a couple of them. I think that would be cute. Maybe just a little bit more like so. Something like that. So I have to get those little fellas on. This one I just have all the way to the side because it's part of that border piece. So I have that. Now, die cuts or sticker sheets. So the die cuts that I had in this Not Just for Boy Kit Club kits, I only had a couple that might work. And I'm really gonna use them for the top parts. So we can just see some cute little tab pieces. It has one of those little pieces sticking up. So does the blue. So I was just gonna stagger them a little bit, have a bit of the die cuts on, and I figured that will work. That might also give me the opportunity, see, just a little staggered cuteness right there, to get a little bit of, okay, that's cute, just a little something. See, this side might give me just a little bit of extra yellow. All right, so I like that as well. And I'll be able to get some trim or something on with that. Now, I did want to make sure, and yes, there's a sleeping dog behind me. I know you guys are used to them. So I wanted to figure out where I could have the flow of these adorable music pieces in. Just have it go right about there on the bottom, giving myself a little anchor. Cute. And let's see, what else? I mean, enamel dots are gonna be right there. So all I have to do is bring in enamel dots and put this stuff down. Awesome. So next thing to do, attach all these goodies down. Great, that'll be easy peasy. I need a title. So let's see what I have here. Hold on 1 second. I need a title on here, and I do have these pieces, but they might be just a little bit too gray for my layout. These are storyline chapters, thickers, and I think they're the bomb, just maybe not for this. So let me go find me a title. What does this one say? Weekend stories. That would be amazing because this was a weekend story. Got a title from Colorcast Designs right here, which will let me bring in a couple little floral bits. All right, I'm gonna get all of these pieces on, see if I wanna add anything else, and I'll be back in a jiffy. All right, guys, so I have this finished up, except for a little bit of Jen Hatfield Gold Glitter Mist. I just so happen to have some Colorcast Design, well, an acrylic piece that matches perfectly. And then tucked in this very, very vibrant pink are some florals from Colorcast Design. I also grabbed some homemade epoxy flares from Scrap and Happy Studio and tucked them in 2 places to give myself just a little bit of extra shine and goodness. I put some twine from the world's largest twine roll in both my tags. Great, awesome. Now what I think I need to do is just go ahead, use some of my Jen Hatfield Gold Glitter Mist and get a little bit of mixed media on some of the other pieces to bring it together a little bit. I don't know if I need to bring in the pink stilettos or not. That might be really, really pretty with the gold mist. So let's just, oh, see, and that is why. Do you see it? It's right on the plastic. That's why I try to cover my photos because I'm a hot mess. I'm gonna just bring out on some of the black on a bit of a diagonal, some of the pieces that I was able to fussy cut, bring it right on up on that diagonal. And like I said, I do think I'm gonna go in with the pink stilettos from Shimmers as well. And hey guys, I didn't bring it up earlier because this isn't a Shimmers video, but when you guys make your next order, put my name in the comments and you will score yourself a little freebie, which would be awesome because who does not want to score a little freebie? So yes, that's a real thing. So I'm on the design team there, so why not get a goodie? I definitely would. All right, so getting just a little bit of this pink stilettos because it's such a nice deep color and it is spot on, like perfect for the color of their crazy hats they're wearing all around Nashville. Did I tell you guys that the picture is from Nashville? My daughter just went with her friends to celebrate the pretty girl in the white hat, kind of like a bachelorette party or celebration of her getting ready to get married. All right, let me show you what we have. Nice mixed media 3-for kind of challenge with all of the good. So I will go ahead and put the links down below for everybody in Rebecca's Hop, as well as the links down below, or the link down below for Scrappy Kathy, so you can see how she interpreted this channel, or challenge, right along with me. That's all for now, friends. Bye-bye.